everyone and welcome back to my channel. This week I've tried a whole bunch of the new M&S Plant Kitchen range, and if you've been here for last week's video you probably know that earlier this month I went to an M&S event to celebrate the launch of these products and decided afterwards to do a little bit of a haul, which is in the video that I posted last week. Originally I was planning to show you both the haul and my product review in the same video, but I realized that the haul was already so long and therefore split it up into separate videos. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into my week of trying the M&S Plant Kitchen products. So while we're at it, I think I'm going to start with this sandwich. Oh, it seems like the bread has like little veggie bits in it. That's probably, I think it says on the packaging something about, yeah, dried red peppers, so that's probably what it is there in the bread. It's a nice touch. So this is basically what the sandwich looks like. As you can tell, you can't really see that much avocado in it, which is a bit of a shame, especially because it's a roasted veggie and avocado sandwich. Like, let me try and get a corner that has some avocado in it. At the bottom, it has like a layer of butternut squash layered at the bottom of the sandwich. You can see this here. And there's also a little bit more avocado on here. It tastes alright, but I kind of feel they could have like added some like spices or anything to it. Not really like any interesting seasoning in it. I don't know, I'm not really getting much of the spices when I bite into it. So I think it could have done with like a little bit more. It's alright. I mean, if I was somewhere, like especially there's lots of M&S on the motorway in the UK. If I was going somewhere and there was, I wanted like a quick bite or a quick sandwich, I would probably get it. Only if it's just like the last option. I would probably prefer something else over this one. It is lunchtime now and I'm actually going to try this Nutty super whole food salad. So this one is the one that I'm going to try today. It's the one with this interesting like tahini and cannellini bean dressing, so I'm really excited to try this. So there's a little dressing here. What's actually in the dressing? Soy and ginger dressing, that's what it is. Sunflower oil, sugar, well, great. Concentrated apple juice, ginger puree, rice vinegar. Just gonna mix this up a little bit more. Oh, that's the dressing. Okay, maybe not mixing everything up. Ooh. It's kind of leany bean and tahini dressing is really nice. Well, technically it's not a dressing, it's a little bit like a texture like hummus. Oh, I like that. Oh, there's some pistachios here as well. Have a go of the salad. Oh, the different vinegars in there work really well. Though I'm a little bit wondering why does it need so much sugar? Like it's literally listed as a second ingredient, right? Yeah, sunflower oil and then sugar right away. So don't get me wrong, it tastes good. Like if I had picked this up just for lunch somewhere, I would have picked this up because this is a healthier option, or it looks like a healthier option. So yeah. Why the sugar? Why the sugar? So it's dinner time for day one now, and we've picked out these 3 items to try for dinner tonight. I've had these before. I really like the texture of them. They're really nice and dense and also very nicely seasoned. Then we're also going to make this mushroom stroganoff, and then we are making this barbecue pulled jackfruit pizza. Again, I also had this at the event, so we're kind of starting with some dishes that I've already tried before. It was really delicious and I can't wait to eat another piece of this. So I'd say this is the sausages done. They all have like a really thin layer of coating on the outside. You can kind of see this a little bit over here. And when you cook them, it just automatically breaks like really easily. So the sausages don't get like an overall like crispiness. I don't mind this that they're breaking though. It kind of reminds me a little bit more of some German sausages. Let's give these a go. So this is what they look like on the inside. So they're really, really dense. I really like those. What do they use for the flavouring? Yeast extract, sugar, again sugar, potato flakes as well, potato fibre, soya and seitan. I'm just going to finish this one now. So this is the pizza. At the event it definitely looked a little bit better. I think this one got a little bit squashed in my bag when I was carrying it home. So number 2, this is the pizza. I think I left mine in the oven a little bit too long, to be honest. It's very crispy, gotten very crispy on the outside. This kind of cheese-like sauce that is made with cauliflower. It's gotten a bit dry as well, but you can see here's like the jackfruit on it. They're putting something in this tomato sauce that makes it taste like really good. There's brown sugar in this as well. Why do they put sugar in everything? This one has muscovado sugar and maple syrup, and then also smoked sugar and caramelized sugar syrup. I mean, it's not listed like in one of the higher ingredients, though there's like sugar and brown sugar there as well. There's a lot of different sugars in here. On the other hand as well, it's a barbecue. Of course, like barbecue sauce is always very sweet and has like a lot of sugar in it. But yeah, I would kind of prefer if it didn't have that much sugar to it. But Tasty. And here we've got the mushroom stroganoff. I reheated this in the oven now as I don't have a microwave. But yeah, it's like a mushroom sauce. And it looks really nice and creamy. So this here is actually cauliflower rice. So it's not made with actual rice, but cauliflower rice. Probably because it's a bit more trendy, I don't know. It also has a little less carbs, less calories. Though, let's have a look if they've got sugar in this one. Oh no, no sugar. That's a first for this range. This mushroom sauce, I love mushrooms as well, and mushroom sauce especially. It's got some spinach to it, some cauliflower rice. It's very salty. You could do with a little bit more pepper with the cauliflower rice. I don't know, I think the sauce could have a little bit of like a more intense flavour, which is not salt. I think it's a little bit of a shame that it's very salty. Give this maybe like a 5 out of 10, maybe. I probably wouldn't go out of my way to buy this. So I'm now on day 2 and I'm gonna try this Plant Kitchen lasagna today. So it says high in plant protein. How much protein does it actually have? Protein per 100 grams 5.3. It's not that much. But yeah, there's a lot of ingredients in this one, but at least there are no E numbers or anything dodgy, so it all seems to be a couple of fresh ingredients. I mean, there's also stuff like corn flour, but it's usually used for thickening, so that's okay. Let's see what it tastes like. The picture definitely looks good. Let's see if it actually looks like that. All right, do I need to take the film off? Remove sleeve and film. Gotcha. See ya later. Alright, here we go. I've kept it in the oven for about 5 minutes longer now. I don't know, I kind of felt like it was missing some colours. I think it doesn't actually have cheese on the top. I think it's just a vegan bechamel sauce. So I think it's about 3 layers that we've got here. It's tasting good. It's nice and creamy. And some of the soy chunks, I find them a little bit too big for the pieces that are in it. A little bit too chunky. The bechamel sauce has a little bit of like an aftertaste. It's not the best lasagna I've ever had. I would definitely have enjoyed this much more if there was like some kind of vegan cheese on the top, because it seems to be just bechamel sauce. It's obviously a little bit cheaper, the cheaper option to make a vegan lasagna without the cheese, because the cheese is usually what makes it really expensive. Well, not really expensive, but what makes it more expensive, because vegan cheese is not that cheap. But yeah, I don't know, I think it would have been nicer. It's not cheesy enough. I would have liked it to be a little bit more cheesy. I think I'm gonna eat the rest of this now, along with a little bit of salt, and maybe I'll sprinkle some Nutty on the top. So I'd say maybe a 6 out of 10. Like, I'll eat it, it's not bad, but it's missing something. We're on day 3. Can't count. We're on day 3 of my M&S taste test now. It's actually already the evening. Or almost the evening. I just haven't eaten any of the M&S stuff for dinner, for breakfast, or for lunch. English is a difficult language. I think today I'm gonna open the vegan coleslaw. I've never really been a coleslaw person, but I can imagine this like tasting quite nice. Again, there's sugar in this one as well. There seems to be sugar in the entire range. I guess they kind of put the focus on creating something delicious rather than something like uber healthy. And I'm also going to prepare these no beef burgers because they're best before today. I already know that I like this, but they were only £2 for a pack, which I thought was a really good price for 2 burgers. And I bought 2 packages of it, and we had one for dinner last week. They have like really good chewy texture. They're very, very well seasoned, but of course you normally don't eat a burger on its own. You eat it like with some additional things. So I think this has the perfect amount of seasoning. But yeah, we're gonna have those tonight. I've got the first burger now cooked. This is what it looks like. I'm finding it a little bit difficult to kind of evenly cook them because they always seem to like become more, it's very dark on the camera. I swear this is not burned, it just looks super dark on camera. Yeah, so they always have like a round, like darker circle in the middle, and then towards the edges they don't cook as well. You can see that like here as well, that they have like different colors throughout. So I don't know if I'm supposed to cook them like even longer and like a lower heat, but as you can see they've gotten quite dark already, so I wouldn't want to cook them any longer. I think this is really good. But yeah, approved by both of us. And I'm also going to be opening the coleslaw now. It smells very much like cabbage. I mean, coleslaw is cabbage, but the smell of this kind of reminds me of like wall paint that my dad used to use. So apparently Nick says this is what coleslaw just smells like. But yeah, apparently I'm not a coleslaw expert, so this is what the coleslaw looks like on the inside. It's very creamy. I can already tell there's like a lot of sauce in there. It's tasty. I like this. And the sauce around it. So I can't quite tell whether the sauce is supposed to resemble mayonnaise or whether it's supposed to be like a creamy kind of salad sauce. It's kind of that seems to be a mix in between, but I like it. I'm not sure if I just like it because I've never really had coleslaw before or whether it's like actual coleslaw, but it tastes good. So my verdict. Day 4 of my little plant kitchen trial, and I've just been to yoga, and on my way back the hunger was really catching me because it's like 2 p.m. now and I haven't even had breakfast today. I went past an M&S in Clapham and I got this spaghetti bolognese because it just looked really good and it kind of felt exactly like what I want to have now. So I thought, yeah, why not get it and try it at the same time. What I like about this is that it has actually like a vegan cheese substitute on top. I assume this one would normally be for the microwave. Yep. Microwave. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to try and heat this up. Shall I try this in the oven? I think I'm going to try this in the oven. This will probably be better than putting this into a saucepan, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. Of course, like heating this up in the oven is never 100% ideal, but I simply don't have a microwave, so I'm just going to have to do this in the oven. And honestly, it smells really good. So I don't know if I'm just saying this because I'm super hungry right now, but yeah, I'm going to give this a go now. So excuse the crazy hair, but I've just come from my yoga session. So I'm just going to try a little bit of the cheese first because that's what I'm most intrigued about. I don't know, maybe it's because just such a small amount, I don't really get anything cheesy. I'm definitely going to be adding some nutritional yeast to this. Okay, let's try the pasta. I don't know, the sauce kind of tastes very light, as if it doesn't have much seasoning to it. The texture's good. The soy mince pieces are quite chunky, so they're not like fine how it would normally be. I mean, I probably naturally eat a little bit too much salt. So for me, I would probably put a little bit more salt on top of this, just to get the flavour that I kind of want from it. Some salt, some pepper, some nooch. And I think then this will be really good. I like the texture of it. But yeah, I don't really get much of the cheesy flavour. As like today when I'm just really hungry and just want something quick and easy and convenient and I don't have the time to cook. This is perfect if you have a microwave. I'm now on day 5 of trying all of the M&S products and I kind of figured I need to speed these things up. Because literally, it's been 5 days of eating M&S product every day and I still have so much left. I kind of need to speed things up a little bit. And a lot of the stuff I have now are kind of like ingredient things and not like a full meal. So today I'm actually making the no meat mince and I'm just going to make it on its own just to be able to try what it actually tastes like without having other flavors mixed into it. And then I'm also going to make the no meat meatballs. I kind of thought it's a good day of meat replacements. And then in addition I also have one of these ready meals. This is the sweet potato Katsu curry, which sounds really good and I've tried this at the event as well. So the mince is quite chunky, to be honest. Like normally when I buy vegan mince, it's like really fine or it has like a different kind of texture. Like this literally looks like little chunks and it's normally a little bit more flaky. But as long as it tastes good. So I'm just checking the ingredients and the instructions for the katsu curry. And you're actually supposed to heat it up separately. The sweet potatoes are supposed to go in the oven and the rice and sauce are supposed to go in the microwave. Which of course is a little bit like unhandy-ish, like if you have to use like 2 separate things to heat it up. For the flavour of it, it probably makes sense because the potato wedges are not going to become crispy in the microwave. One little thing to note when it comes to this one. First of all, I'm going to try the mince. According to the packaging instruction, it's only supposed to take 5 minutes. The smell that they kind of like bring through the room, I can tell it really smells like soy chunks or like, you know, little soy protein flakes. And I checked the ingredients and it's actually only water, texturized soya, salt, natural flavorings and caramelized sugar. I think we have like a little bit of a theme here with these products. There's just sugar in everything. And I've probably now mentioned this like 20 times, but yeah, I guess you'll realize. The meatballs are also made with soy. And wow, I think this is the first one that does not have sugar in it. I can show you. You can tell that it's browned up a little bit, though I've been finding it a little bit difficult to tell when it's cooked because only really the bits that have caught the initial oil that was in the pan gotten like really dark brown. Now let's give this a go. So I'm just going to try it on its own. I like the fact that it's bigger chunks, but it just seems to crumble away. I don't know, it kind of doesn't have a very good like texture to it. It like as soon as you bite into it, it just falls apart, which is a bit of a shame. I was kind of hoping that this would have like some really great texture. I've just bitten into my first meatball and turns out my camera wasn't recording. So you've missed all of that. But yeah, the meatballs, I really like the flavouring of it. The seasoning is really good, but I'm finding them a little bit mushy inside. I mean, there's some nice herbs to it inside, as you can tell, but they're quite soft. I was kind of expecting them to have a little bit more bite. They're really soft. As you can tell here, they just break apart really easily. Maybe there's a little bit too much moisture inside, but the taste is really nice. You can tell the brown rice as well. So you can see like the little bits of brown rice are still in there as well, so it gives it a little bit of texture. But in general, these are just super soft. Maybe baking them would make them a little bit more dry and a bit more firm. I approve of the flavouring. This was nice. So last but not least, let's have a look how our katsu curry is doing. Yeah, oh, sorry, excitement. The potato croquettes have actually gone really nice and crispy. They were like super soft when they came out of the packaging, so I was already worried that even in the oven they might not become like super crispy. So I've got all of the sauce down there. There's some edamame beans inside as well. It smells really good. I think it's some peppers as well. Some peppers, some rice, and the crispy croquettes. This is good. This is really good. I kind of feel this might be my dinner for tonight. I really like the sauce. It's quite a thick sauce, but I really like the flavour of it. It's kind of like a little bit like sour, sweet-ish. This is really good. Now let me try one of the croquettes as well. Crispy croquettes. So there's, in this one there's like 3, and they're all like a similar size to this one, which is quite decent, I'd say. Okay, this is literally just sweet potato with panko breadcrumbs on the outside. It works well. It's nice that it's crispy, but also it doesn't really have its own flavouring to it. It's literally just like the sweet potato flavour. But yeah, I'd say I'd give this dish, let's say like an 8 out of 10, because I really like the sauce and it's really delicious and the croquettes are nice and crispy. But the only downside obviously is that you can, well, you're supposed to heat half of it in the oven and half of it in the microwave. Of course you can do everything in the oven, but it's not the kind of dish you could just like buy during your lunch break and heat up at work, because I don't know about your work, but like my work never really had an oven in there. So yeah, that's mainly the only downside to it. And then I think they could have seasoned the sweet potato croquette a little bit more with like adding some seasoning to the panko mix. That would have been really nice, but apart from that, it's a thumbs up from me. So I think I'm going to end this video over here because it's literally taken forever to try all of the dishes, at least in a way where I don't waste anything. And I still have the chicken nuggets, which I can tell you though, I've had those at the event and they're really good. They really remind you of the typical McDonald's chicken nugget. It's got really good texture, it's got a really good flavour to it. So yeah, if you really want vegan chicken nuggets, M&S is your place. The only other thing I have still to try is the chicken chunks, and also this little macaroni pasta pot, one of the products in the range that don't need to go into the fridge. But I kind of need to finish this video at some place. I'm sure you'll be just fine without me trying the last 2 products. I hope you found this really helpful and it maybe told you what to try from the new M&S vegan range. I think it's definitely great to see more and more vegan options pop up, especially in such big stores as M&S. Like, I used to work near one and I was always annoyed that when I went in there, there's literally like one salad that I could eat and there was always a lack of vegan options. So I think it was about time for M&S. Overall, I think they've done really well with the range. At the end of the day, you also need to bear in mind it's all ready meals and convenience food. So of course it's not going to taste the same as if you make something fresh. So just bear that in mind when you buy it, but I think they've done a very decent job with everything. Make sure to subscribe to not miss out on any of my future videos. I've actually got a couple more coming out or in the pipeline. Pump line? What is a pump line? But yeah, I hope you found this video really helpful and give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you'd like to see more content like this on my channel, let me know in the comments below and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!